Good morning, children. How are you all? I hope all of you are well, fine, safe inside your homes. So, now today we are going to start with chapter 2 in civics, that is understanding secularism. I repeat, we are going to start with chapter 2 in civics, that is understanding secularism. So, now before we start, let us just find out what is secularism. So, secularism is a concept that government or other entities should exist separately from religion and or religious beliefs, means that there should be existence of separation. It means there should be different religious beliefs and different religion, and government should be not included in that. So government cannot give that this is the religion where which all of the people of the country have to follow. So this is what secularism is. Government has to do government's work. Government has to do its work, whereas people are free to choose any religion they want. So that is what we mean by secularism, where it states that government or other entities should exist separately. They should exist separately. They should not be together. They should not be one, but they should exist separately. So now here you can see Hinduism, Jainism, Buddhism, Sikhism, Islam, Christianity. They are the, what are these? It is the different religions which people can follow. So but in the white portion you can see that INDIAN, but they all are Indian. So whether I am belonging to Jain community or I am belonging to Muslim community, but I am an Indian. So that is how things should be like. So whichever community or whichever religion you belonged to, but you must be recognized as an Indian and you should be treated equally as well. So now there is one picture given. You need not need religion to have morals. I repeat, you need not need religion to have morals. If you cannot determine right from wrong, then you lack empathy, not religion. So today you are first a human being. You are first a human being, and then you are being judged on the basis of your religion or caste. So you should know, you should be able to differentiate between right and wrong. Only then and then you are said to be a human being who can recognize between what's right and what's wrong. So for determining what's right and what's wrong, you need not need any religion. You don't require any religion. So that is what it is saying, that you don't have to have any particular religion to identify what is wrong and what is right. That you can do on the basis of your, like that you can do as a human being also. So what you need to do is, you need to first be a human and then you need to go in the more depth of caste system. So this is what is important. You have to first differentiate between what's right and what's wrong, and only then you can have a clear picture of the matter. So that is what it is being told over here, that religion is not important. First your understanding of what is correct and what is incorrect, it should be there. So now we are going to study some terms so that it becomes very much easy for you to understand the chapter. So secularism, just as we studied, it refers to the separation of religion from the state. It refers to the separation of religion from the state. It means that state cannot decide or state cannot officially give that yes, you have to follow this religion only. These are two different things and they should be two different things only. Their existence should be completely different. Next we have is coercion. So what do you mean by coercion? Forcing somebody to do something. In the chapter, the term refers to the force used by a legal authority such as state. So a state cannot say that you have to follow this religion. So a state cannot force. You cannot force someone to do something. So state is not having a legal authority to do such things. So this is what we mean by the term coercion. Next we have is freedom to interpret. Now what do we mean by freedom to interpret? It refers to the freedom that all the persons shall have to understand their things in own way. So each and every person can understand the things as per his or her own way. In this chapter, it refers to individual liberty to develop their own understanding and meaning of religion they practice. So for today, if I find Jainism as my religion, then I am free. I am free to follow that religion. So people cannot force me. So I am having the freedom. Why? Because I understand the religion of Jainism, and then I decide that yes, I want to follow this. So first I will go with my understanding, and then I will go with my freedom whether I want it or I don't want it. So this is how things work. So this is what we mean by freedom to interpret. Next we have is intervene. So in this chapter the term refers to the state's effort to influence a particular matter in accordance with the principles of the constitution. So here intervene means that whatever the rules are laid down in the constitution, they have to be followed, and accordingly state's efforts should be made. So this is what we mean by intervene. Next is what is secularism? So secularism is, it refers to the separation of religion from the state. I repeat, separation means secularism means separation of religion from the state. The Indian constitution allows individuals the freedom to live by their religious beliefs and practices. So people can have their own religious beliefs and then they can have their own religious practices. So this is what Indian constitution has laid down, and India has adopted a strategy of separating the power of religion and separating the power of state. So any state cannot say that you have to follow this religion. Okay, so it depends completely on the individuals which religion do they want to follow. So now why is it important to separate religion from the state? Is it even important to separate religion from the state? It is highly very important that you make out that yes, whatever religion you want you can choose that, and the state cannot decide that. So why is it important? See, for the proper functioning of democracy. So democracy, what do we mean by democracy? Where people have their where people can choose their government, people have the freedom of speech, they have the freedom completely to choose their religion. So for the proper functioning of democracy, it prohibits the domination of one religion over other. So there should be no discrimination on the basis of religion, and to protect the freedom of the individual. So individuals should have their freedom to choose their religion. So for that we need to separate religion from the state. So now let us have a quick recap of all those things that we have studied today, starting with secularism, where there should be different existence of state and different existence of religion. Why is it important to separate religion from state? So that democracy can function in a better way. And lastly we studied some terms. So I hope you are clear with this video. Thank you and have a nice day.